Hey everybody out there. Today is April 21st, 2025, and I'm here to do a little fish room update. We got quite a few things going on right now. Let's get started over here. I have not mounted the stand yet. I will get to it eventually. I've set a near future goal for myself that's one of the next main things that we work on. So bottom 75. There's nothing in here right now. I don't know what happened. We woke up one morning and the tire track eel was belly up. We checked the water. It wasn't even over 15 ppms of nitrates. There's no ammonia, no nitrite. There's not even anything in here to stress him. He was eating fine. Honestly, at this point, we've been in this hobby long enough where I say I'm just going to chalk that up to sometimes these things just happen, fish die, and sometimes there's not a valid reason. So yeah, that's a bummer, but we still have the other tire track eel doing well that we moved over to the 560, so there's that. I kept everything running. I know I need to clean this. I neglected a water change on it, but that's because there was nothing in it. I need to clean it up, do the substrate, get that grass closer to the skull, readjust that, adjust the sponge filters, get that algae off the back, and do a water change, which I will get to. I wasn't in a hurry because there are no fish in it. Dahlia is still Dahlia. Still ridiculously aggressive. I wonder if I can hold the phone and do this. Look at this with the magnet. Insane. Hates the magnet. Hates it. This is why Dahlia has her own tank. Doing good, looking good, feeding well. Super aggro. Super aggro. Good looking fish though. Okay. So down here on the bottom 75, here's where we have some changes. Well, not the bottom, but you'll see. So we still have the Blue Angel, Shelby's Blue Angel, the Zigzag Eel, and the Pandagara. Yep, that's right, guys. I finally remembered what they're called. So we got those three guys in here. Everything's doing fine in this tank. Shelby's talking about moving this Blue Angel. She just mentioned it, and she's still thinking it over, up to the top tank. And you got to see what we did here. So this is the one where we had the 3 tiger barbs, and it was just kind of cycling. So I've scaped it. Here, let me try to get a better shot. Okay. We added, I think the school's about 19 deep. We added a bunch of tiger barbs. We've got like 2 or 3 albinos and the rest are just reggae. So we've got a big school of tiger barbs in here, which I think look awesome. We transferred some of the jungle val over here into the pool filter sand. I put this piece of driftwood, that suction cup to the bottom in here. Let me try to get a back shot. There we go. And I put a bunch of floating frog bits at the top. So it's got the jungle val. Damn, I gotta get a better shot. Let me pull this up. There we go. So I've got the jungle val, the driftwood. I zip tied another piece of driftwood to the back wall. There's a couple driftwood pieces floating. I zip tied them down to the bottom and they dislodged and came up. So I literally just cut the suction cup zip tie off them, and I figured, hell with it, let them float. Eventually, they'll waterlog and we'll be able to put them on the bottom. Until then, it's nice cover for the fish. I have some root tabs coming from Aquarium Co-op to stick down with the jungle val because it's pool filter sand, so there's no nutrients. I've seen people do it online, grow them in the sand, so I'm sure it'll work. Well, I'm not sure, but it's an experiment. Cost us nothing. We propagated them from the main 55 planted. Love this school of tiger barbs. We might, I don't know, I think it's, what did I say, 18, 19 deep? We might bring it to like 25 to 30 and call it a day. Shelby's thinking about moving her Blue Angel up here, and I told her that would probably be pretty cool. I know sometimes these guys could be fin nippers and harass fish bigger than them, but as far as I understand and with my experience in the past with shoaling fish, as long as the school is big enough, they'll keep their aggression inwards towards the school and leave other fish alone. So she's not sure yet. Ultimately, it's her fish, so that's up to her. But yeah, I think this looks pretty cool with the frog bits on top, the driftwood. The only thing that's irritating to me is the light. As you could see, it looks like reddish and different on the other end. It was an extra higher planted light we had out in the shed. And I know those lights that we were experimenting with that submerge in the water, they don't seem to do any good at all for the plants. So I took them out and grabbed the extra higher light, plugged it in, got it all programmed. There's something wrong with the damn thing because I factory reset it multiple times. I have it set up identical to the other higher lights behind us, and the hue is still totally different. I looked at the nodes, and down the center there's a bunch of orange nodes lit, and there's the bright whites that the other ones have with the same exact settings aren't lit up at all on here. So I think the light just might be busted. But so for now, I feel like even busted with the weird spectrums, it's still better for the plants than those submersible ones. So we're just gonna let it ride for now. So, but yeah, those guys are really cool. So, goldfish tank. Yep, you guys see that, right? The goldfish were all rehomed to a guy with a pond. He's very happy with them. I've got this drained. I'm working on getting all the sand out of it right now. Almost done, probably finished tonight. I got the canopy off. That's over there in the bedroom. Kind of looks like we have a coffin in the bedroom, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we're breaking this down. We're not breaking it down like to get rid of it. We're breaking it down to redo it. Here's the game plan. The stand and the canopy. The hinges are rusty. The wood's scratched. The doors sag when you close them. So I want to contact someone that's familiar with refinishing furniture, like a carpenter or something, and I want to get them to refinish those two pieces, that and the canopy, because I feel like they'll look beautiful refinished. But even those panels inside the door, they like shimmy around. I don't know if they need to be glued into place. The doors need to be fixed. The hinges need to be replaced. It probably needs a good sand and paint job. So I'm going to get someone to do that, okay? And then I'm going to get the compound and the pad bits for my drill, and I'm going to polish and buff the acrylic inside and out, make it look nice and clear. After we do that, as you could see this weird tone on the wall, that's because when we had our painter paint the interior of our house, he could only get back there so far. So we're going to get this tank off the stand. And I'm going to finish painting the wall. We took the black vinyl off the back, and it had a little wrinkle in it, which always bothered me. I don't think I'm going to redo the back black. We're not going to have any wires or anything showing because we can run the wires over here where the black is for the overflow, because technically this is a Peninsula tank. So we're going to paint the wall. We're going to buff the tank, refinish the canopy and stand, and we're going to go heavy planted and remove the wet dry sump. So I got to cut the plumbing and replumb it. We're going to remove the wet dry and replace it with a regular sump we have in the shed that someone made. I think it's like a 40 gallon maybe, and it just has the panels glued into it. That way we can run filter socks and whatever media we want, instead of the wet dry where you can't run filter socks. You're limited to only using that BioBall chamber. I can't break it open and clean it. I don't like that. So we're going to replace the wet dry with a regular sump so we can run filter socks, replumb it, redo the acrylic so it's nice and polished and no scratches. I mean, it has a lot of scratches. You can't see them in the video, but they're there. If I point them out, you could see them. Redo the stand, and I think this tank's going to look gorgeous when we redo it. So we're redoing this whole thing. We're going to go heavy planted, so that means we need to change the substrate, lights, all that good stuff. And we're going to do one Nile puffer or Fahaka puffer, and I think that'll be really cool. Just him by himself, nothing else. Just him, heavy plants, nice and clear. I think that'll look dope. So that's our plan. But I said I was setting short-term goals earlier. We made the goal to mount that stand to the wall and cut the wood for under the tanks and paint the backs of those before we start to completely refinish this. So baby steps. So I figure by setting that goal, it'll force us to finish those tanks because I know we've been dragging our feet. So This tank is looking really cool. We moved the black and the Black Angel, and I think the other ones are called Pearl Angels. So they're the two mated pairs. We moved one of the mated pairs, the black and the pearl, went over to here. We have a lot of the frog bits growing at the top. We put the fluval planted light up here, so those are doing great. Okay, we have the jungle val down here. You know, it's not melting. There's some like algae and stuff on there, yeah, but it stopped melting after a couple days, and it's nice and green now. I trimmed all the dead away, and it seems to be doing good. See, it's nice and green. So we're hoping the roots have grabbed and it'll start running soon. We just added this guy in here. I know it's got that one boo-boo leaf, but besides that, the rest looks beautiful. I think this was called it's not an Amazon sword, a Radican sword, I believe. I know those get really big. Well, guess what? If it does, boom. So that's the plan with that. But yeah, so we got those going. We're pretty excited about those growing. And we got this piece of driftwood. For the life of me, I cannot remember what this was called. I'd have to research it. But some of the leaves kind of have like a purple hue. She said when they get bigger, you'll see it. And it's a piece on a driftwood. It was only $6. We had to grab it. So yeah, everything's going good. These guys even just had fries. I wonder if I can get them on camera. There. It's hard to see. It's that blurry spot right there. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do. I'm looking at them and they're free swimming, but they're not free swimming. They're grabbed onto the roots. Anyhow, everything's going good with the mated pair. They're really loving having their own tank, and the plants are starting to pick up. So over here, we haven't done anything with the plants, but check this out. We added a Siamese algae eater because we figured there's a lot of driftwood in here, and that internal light we're still trying to use with live plants creates some algae. So this guy's very lively. As you can see, the fire mouth is actually out, which is cool. Our goal was our thought process was maybe a little bit of movement from a little guy like that will get this fire mouth being less shy. And it may be working because this is the first time he's ever even been out when we're filming. So we got the Siamese algae eater and the fire mouth in here. The jungle vals, just like the other ones, they're not going crazy. See, there's a little die off there, but they seem to be doing okay. I think it's just gonna take a little time for the roots to really grab. The pothos in the basket, those roots are growing really good. Not much going on up here, but I noticed it takes a while until that starts to happen. So that being said, let's move on to this guy over here. So I cleared out a butt ton of the top, all the frog bit. You can see there's still some up there, but it's a couple big bundles, and then the rest is the little itty bitty guys. I love the hair ones. I think they look really cool, like that. I took tons out. Most of the big ones are over there. Some of them were on the 75 over there, but it just seems to not do very well in there. Probably the light. But anyhow, this tank gets really bright when I clear off the top like that, and I'm super generous when I pull it out because it grows back so quick. We don't have to worry about nuking it by any means. So we've got this banana plant in here that wasn't, like when we first got it, it didn't do much, and it even sunk, but now it's like floated to the top and it seems to be doing really good. We got 3 more of these guys. They did the same thing. They sunk to the bottom. We're hoping they pick up. They've got a lot of brown on them. We bought them like that. I feel like they should have given us a deal or something, but they didn't. But I'm sure they'll be fine. You know, we've got the CO2 in here. I need to make new CO2. I put the liquid fertilizers in here. I just ordered more liquid fertilizers and root tabs from Corey at Aquarium Co-op. So yeah, we'll have those in there, and I think they'll do great. I think they'll recover. There's 3 of them. That one, and that one. We also added a regular Amazon sword in here. Can you see it back there? I know it's a mess and hard to see, but it's right back there in the corner. The roots for the pothos are crazy. You could see them with all the floating plants kind of gone. This is all the roots for that. Like, look at that. Like, it's starting to run under the water where there's still leaves and everything. It's super cool. And this is like, look, it's at the point where it's growing over where you could just pull it like up and over. It's doing really good. which is super cool. When it happens on that tank, we're just gonna cover the top. We don't even have to worry about a hot light. And we also added this guy back here today. We went kind of crazy with the plants today. I can't tell you what it is because I don't remember what it was called, but I'm sure there's tons of people out there that are gonna be like, oh, it's one of those. I'm sure it's a nice basic one, but I thought it looked really cool. It was only a couple bucks. We grabbed that. And yeah, this tank is doing really good. There's the mating pair right there, the koi and the pearl. And the other side is one of the black ones in a pearl. We did just have, in that tank over there, it was almost 90 degrees. The heater was just flashing like crazy. I turned it down. It still did the flashing thing. So I actually just threw it away and we went and grabbed the new one at the pet store for 30 bucks. That's where we were looking at plants and went a little plant crazy. So yeah, that's what's going on. There's a lot of new stuff going on here. This thing's, I'm gonna back up and get a better, this thing's looking really cool, I think. I can't wait to see the banana plants spread. The pothos are doing good. The middle tank, that Siamese algae eater seems to be real lively. He's getting the fire mouth to come out a little. See, he's out right now. I don't know if those jungle valves are gonna catch and go. In the two tanks we added them to, they're not like actively spreading, but I think someone even mentioned on here that it takes a little time for them to finally like their roots to get comfortable in the substrate and for them to start running, but when they do, they go. So we're just being patient with them. And lastly, the big tank. There's nothing going on new with this guy. I did a water change on it today. There's the Zebrina. He is growing fast, looking good. Man, he's a pretty fish. They're expensive as hell too. There's the Apollo or green Severum. Banks, our spotted Florida guard. He's doing great. He was having swimming issues for a while. He's doing really good now. There is the male red shoulder Severum, and the female is probably somewhere around here. Some of the striped silver dollars are getting big. So here's Socks, and here's Slick. Slick in the PVC, Socks hovering over him. Honestly, guys, I mean, I hate to say it, but I think we might consider rehoming Socks. He's one of our oldest fish we've had, and he's also one of our biggest, and I think he's really cool. But he is just relentlessly bullying Slick, our fire eel. He'll start sucking on his side and chase him around the tank, and I'm talking like from all the way over there, all the way down here, around, back. Chases him in circles until Slick jumps in the PVC, and then Socks, beelines it away from him. But yeah, I know he can't hurt him because he's a giraffe-nosed cat. He ain't got a big mouth or nothing. I know he can't hurt him physically, but I am worried that he could be really stressing him out, chasing him all over the place like that, and I don't want him stressing out the fish. And unfortunately, if the culprit is one guy and this guy's super peaceful and he's the one bullying the fish, it's the obvious choice is to remove the antagonist or the bully. He did the same thing to the Akara Tiger Shovelnose hybrid we had in here, Bissell, but we rehomed him. And, Bissell was larger than him, and now the fire eel is larger than him. I feel like he only does it to fish that are larger than him. But, I don't know, we're still pondering it. I really don't want to get rid of him, but I also can't have him stressing out any of the fish, especially our fire eel, because we love that guy. Now, don't get me wrong, we love this fish too, but I mean, if he's the only one causing the problems, you guys know how it is. Sometimes you gotta rehome fish. He's a big guy. I don't know where on earth we would rehome. Maybe Victor down in Fish Rescue in Naples. I think his website is fishstory.com. If you guys haven't seen him, you should really check him out. He's on YouTube too. Cool dude. Amazing setup. Tons of big tanks. And the Arowana's doing great. Everyone else gets along great. He's growing big too. It's just this guy. He just wants to bully, and it's only the poor fire eel. Besides that, the silver dollars are doing okay. I think that Zebrina is growing fast. The Arowana is growing very fast. Now that I'm looking at him in a video, like next to the Gar and Oscar. I'm surprised that he's gotten that big already. But it's satisfying that he's growing fast. There's the Lapredae Bashir. Speaking of growing fast, he's doing the opposite, growing real slow. There's the Lapredae. There's Cosmo, the Bleakery Cichlid, the rest of the Silver Dollar School. Here is the female red-shoulder Severum, Adrian. And Lemmy, our Endlechiri Bashir. He's doing very well. And that's it. That's what's going on. We're redoing the 240. We need to get these mounted and get these set up, painted. Added a huge school with tiger barbs to that one. Got some driftwood and live plants in it. I think it's doing good. Dahlia is still Dahlia. That's open. I need to work on it some, but we're just keeping it cycled. Might move the Blue Angel from down there up to there, which I think would be really cool. That would leave just the Zigzag and the Pandagara down there. So that's another open tank. And yeah, lately these live plants, man, I just think they look so cool. Like even this tank right here that we're just now working on, just the black with all that green just pops so much. And then if you look down further, I think that like brightness with the black and the green pop just looks super cool. If I took half the frog bits off the top of this, it would be as bright as that one. But you know, I really think these angelfish enjoy the shade. I don't really want to remove anything until all the plants really seem like they're doing well and established, and then I can start to prune. Anyhow, that's what's going down. As always, thank you to everyone that watches. I appreciate it. If you want to like, subscribe, comment, that's super cool, and I appreciate that. Love talking to you guys in the comments section. And I hope everyone's doing well. And until our next update, everyone stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.